Ali Brown is I don't know if he's the lead, but he's very, very important when it comes to the graphics and engine development on the more GPU focused side. Well, GPU and CPU focused side of the game, I guess. And it looks like he was busy answering some questions in a recent thread here by Kang84. Pointed out a previous thread where Ali Brown said team was focusing on the code side and stability and quality of life in the game. As a result, Star Citizen team hasn't been able to make a full version of the engine in a while because this would bring potentially instability and slow down the quality of life improvements for the players and also likely prevent regular timely releases, all of which are critical to continued engagement. Squadron team has been road testing Vulkan along with HDR and multi-threading rendering, so hopefully most of the kinks are ironed out by the time they reach Star Citizen, though I won't be able to predict when exactly that will be. So basically somebody's asking, where is Vulkan? Where is HDR? Where is the multi-threading all working together in the game right now? And a couple months ago, Ali Brown said, really, they're focused on Squadron, but they're also focused on not messing up Star Citizen, along lines with their whole playability thing. Stability, of course, dropping in a big change to the rendering system is possibly going to introduce some bugs that would piss people off. So, Kang asked, in the link above, it was spoken that Squadron has been in testing. Has there been any tangible updates and improvements to share with the backer base over the last 2 months? Ali Brown responded, said, hi, Squadron has been using Vulkan by default, and it's been going well, but has uncovered various stability issues that have been fixed. This happens for everything. Everything. Server Meshing had this. Planet Tech had this. The Hangars had this. Vulkan has this. PES has this. All of the things, they get implemented, and then you find the problems, and you have to fix them. Part of being in this open cycle, it's not really as open as it used to be, but part of being in this sort of phase of development where they are still talking to us about things is like, these aren't marketing releases. So they'll say things along the lines of, yeah, we're testing it and it's doing well, but we still have to iron things out and get things figured out. So 2 months later, when us normal people are like, okay, have you ironed it out and gotten these things figured out? They're like, no, other things popped up and we have to fix them because it wasn't a press release and they didn't give a date. But us, being gamers, like, that doesn't matter. Is there a date on the calendar in a couple weeks? Yes? Well, then there's your due date, buddy. Release. I'm sorry, we just want Vulkan, you know? We want it to keep running better. We got good frame rates, we want more. We also want them consistently. He said, moving code between the projects, fully testing and stabilizing it for public release can take many weeks, and often months if the feature set is large. I always think talking about things like this just flies in the face of, oh yeah, Star Citizen and Squadron 42, you can just port it over. Oftentimes, it's going to take months to port over. And that'll snowball. So like, even when they say things are working in Squadron, doesn't really mean too much for us just yet. This has been happening in parallel to the above polish and optimization, but finding and fixing bugs is always unpredictable, so I don't want to get stuck giving predictions or frequent updates, but we're hoping there will be news on this front before long. At least he didn't say sooner than later. I'm guessing this is like a maybe this year kind of thing. I wouldn't expect it. It's better to not expect it. Is the team overseeing the websites going to make sure the telemetry webpage starts working again once the Vulkan optimizations come online? This is a follow-up question from Kafka Trap. Ali asked, what's working, what's not working there? I can see a 4.1 data for the last 24 hours and weeks. And somebody clarified, I think he talks about the same problem I have. On the telemetry page, it says no user data found for your account. Please log into the game. I tried everything I can't remember, but my data is still not available. Red Huntress, big part of the community, also supporter of the channel. Thank you. Appreciate you, Red Huntress. Said she's also having the exact same problem with the telemetry panel. And yeah, people are reporting this problem. So this might have just put it on their radar. Somebody else followed up with, is there any new information on DLSS 4? He said, it's implemented on our internal main branch, but this branch hasn't been tested as yet, so can't say which patch it'll make it into as yet. There's a lot of features that are just like, they can't get them in because they don't want to break the game right now. And it really just goes to show that they could be doing things like they normally do in Star Citizen. They could just be dropping updates in with less direction, but just as things are ready. But we're seeing very, very clearly that certain parts of the company are being held back from releasing certain things because the game is not ready for those things, or they just don't want to complicate the releases with those things. Part of me wants them to release everything, but a part of me really appreciates that restraint. So it wasn't as much an update on Vulkan as I was hoping. Let's see what he's saying here. Oh, this is to add a benchmarking system to the main channel, to the main menu. Basically, somebody was asking if they could add benchmarking to the game. Ali said, I'd love a benchmarking mode, but it'd likely take quite a bit of effort as the game is quite diverse, so would need to cram in all the different scenarios and effects in a relatively short time. It'd probably need a bespoke level setting for this purpose, so need at least an environment artist and cinematic artist for at least 2 to 3 weeks, plus game code support for a week or more to add it to the options menu, trigger it, and display relevant statistic. Can't we just do a fly-through of one of the Arena Commander maps? Because that doesn't help with the PU. We've talked about benchmarks internally many times, but usually in the context of general performance rather than just graphical performance. But this makes it much more complex as you need to trigger various game systems and logic to make it representative. Yeah, like loading 10 Idrises into the same place. I'll suggest a GPU benchmarking because this would also help my team immensely. Those replying highlight, hey, the Tomato King. There's a Tomato King in this community? How did I not know that? Come on, man. We must be like cousins at least. Didn't reach out? Didn't try to go out for lunch? Ali said, those replying with the highlights of the 2023 Star Engine video are all valid, but don't change what I said. It's significant effort to refresh, adjust this into something suitable, and this takes away dev time from features and closing out Squadron 42. This doesn't mean it's the wrong call, just that no scheduling decision is easy. Benchmarking would be cool, but I understand why they wouldn't really care to do that right now. That's such a that's like such a finished game kind of thing. I don't even I'm impressed still when I see those in games. The little run through where you can change everything and see how the game performs. As a console gamer, that was rather new to me over the last several years, so I am not surprised that they don't have that in. So that was a little update on Vulkan progress. Not really much going on there. Overall, I think they're probably focusing in the graphics department on a lot of the stuff that they talked about with the Planet Tech team. The multi-threading, the scatter, the performance, the lighting, the shadows, the rain, the weather, all that kind of stuff is also pretty crucial to the it's pretty crucial to the graphics team to also have a big hand in this.